we go.
Hey guys, welcome back. Another episode of the Backcountry Podcast. This week we have Tara from Michigan Sled Chicks. How's it going, Tara?
Good. How are you?
Good. And as always, I got Nick McDonald helping me out with this.
How's it going, guys?
We're just going to kind of jump right into it and see what Michigan Sled Chicks is all about. So, first question, most important question that we ask everybody.
Yeah.
What was your first sled?
My first sled was a 02 ZR 600 Cross Country Limited.
Wow.
I thought it was the bee's knees. That sled was a little ripper, I'll tell you what. I'd line up on the lake and race. It was fun.
Those ERTs are quick. And I mean, what was it? The F7s and all those things were fast. I mean, cat sleds ran good back in the day. Not saying they don't today.
Quite a few of them. Yeah.
Are you still a cat girl, or have you switched brands?
Oh, I have switched brands. Actually, the guys from Snow Tracks, my buddy AJ, I'm sure you guys have heard of him before, but he got us to switch over. And then I took an assault up to the Keweenaw and did like a bunch of backcountry with it. And I came home and put my Arctic Cat for sale. Because I was like, forget it, I'm done. Not the way that thing handled. So, and then I made the switch, and this is my on my second assault now. So I had an Axis chassis in the last one, and now I have a Matrix. So
nice.
Yeah. Definitely a lot more nimble than the cats.
God, totally different ball game.
Yeah.
Totally different ball game.
Yeah, the sled you have currently at the snow show, that wrap on that thing is pretty rowdy. It's pretty sick.
Very sharp.
Yeah, actually, the designer his name's Barrett Hepburn. He's out of British Columbia, and he does phenomenal work. I mean, you have to put the wrap on yourself, but his designs, every design he does is custom. He sits there with you and online and does like a FaceTime with you and designs every bit of your sled with you. So you'll never find another wrap the same as yours, which is pretty cool.
Cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
It's very hard to walk by that sled and not just stop and look at it for a second. I'll say that.
I think that thing got the most attention out of anything around my booth this past weekend at the snow show. For sure.
It's like eye candy. It looks really good. And my daughter was like, Dad, I want my sled to look like that. And I'm like, well, they don't. I'm like, we could probably do it, but she's got a 2010 Vector. And I'm like, I don't know if too many people wrap sleds that old now, but I'm like, we'll see.
Right.
See what we can do.
Right. It's definitely it's some hard work, but it's tedious, but yeah.
Yeah, it is tedious.
The finished product is worth it. The finished product is amazing.
Yeah. No, it looks really good. It came out really good. So how did you first get into snowmobiling?
Back in like 04, one of my best guy friends, he had a Skidoo, and then he bought a new one, and he would let me ride the old one that he had, and we'd go up to Holton Lake to Tip Up Town. I mean, we'd go ripping around on Lake St. Clair too, down here, downstate. And then I just said, well, forget it. I'm gonna go get my own, because I just want my own sled. And that's when I found my 02, and I got into it, and then it was for years just me going with the guys all the time up north and riding. And then that's how I ended up starting Sled Chicks, because I wanted to meet more females that rode, and I knew there had to be more girls out there, but I always felt like I was just me and all. And guys, when I was single, guys wouldn't even approach me because they were scared, because I'm with all my buddies. So I couldn't even meet a guy if I wanted to back then.
Yeah,
you know?
She's definitely taken. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Nobody would ever approach me. So I wanted to meet more chicks that rode, and then it went crazy. I started the group on Facebook, and then all of a sudden it was just like, it went nuts. And then it turned into a whole thing. And now that was in 2018 when I started that. So, and that's when I started going to the snow show too and having a booth there.
Okay. So
I was watching your guys' podcast yesterday about the snow show.
Yeah. No, that's great. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
So you kind of answered one of my questions, what inspired you to start it? And that was, you just wanted to meet like-minded, women like yourself. Did you see a gap at that time? Did you think there wasn't enough out there, or you knew you just wanted to connect with them, or what did you think?
I feel like it was like a 10-to-1 ratio everywhere I go. I just felt that way, and I feel like honestly, in the last 10 to 15 years, because I've been riding, this will be my 18th year riding. And in the last 10 to 15, I've really seen a lot more females come into the snowmobile and getting into the sport. And I think it's awesome because it's something that the guys can enjoy with their wives and girlfriends and stuff like that too. And then you make other friends too, other females that want to ride and are like-minded. And it turned into something really cool. So,
Yeah.
What was your defining moment or when you realized like, hey, this is bigger than just like a little small group that I started, when it really started to take off for you?
I think when the marketing manager for Castle came up to me at the snow show at my booth and offered me a full ambassadorship with Castle, and that was back in 2019, and I've had a full ambassadorship with them every year ever since.
Awesome.
So that really felt like, I mean, he knew who I was. I mean, I was shocked, that I was even approached like that, and that he would give me the opportunity, and that they've given me opportunity every year since. I mean, they're just an amazing company. I can't say enough about them. But that was when it kind of like woke me up. And then also the reaction that you get from people when they come to the show and they meet you for the first time, and you're like, and I've had husbands come up to me and say, thank you so much for getting my wife into this sport. And like, you've got her more involved and she's like enjoying it now and she's making friends. And, it's really cool to hear stuff like that and hear those stories. That means like everything. And that's kind of when you kind of know that it's a little more than just a little group. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
I mean, I would say that like, it's kind of like a camaraderie thing, they're finding like I don't know, I guess you can correct me if I'm off here, but maybe they might think it's like intimidating, like that's a guy's thing, but I want to do it. There's no other girls that do
I've
it.
heard that so many times. Mm-hmm.
But lo and behold,
so many times women have said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, they're actually
it is
out
a very
there.
very male driven sport we're in, obviously, but like for them to be able to have something that is women promoted and women ran, it gives them more of a connection to it than there's a million guys that own snowmobile companies and do other type of things in the industry. So like having that in the market is really awesome, and bringing women into it is, I mean, that's awesome. We need more women snowmobilers. I 100% agree.
For sure. I think it's a great thing.
No,
And
100%.
I feel like more women need more. I mean, I feel like women need more opportunity in this industry because it is very male driven, and it's hard to get your name out there. And I've been trying for years. And it's taken me a long time to get places, but I'm getting there. It's been a slow progression, and it's hard for the female market in this industry for sure. For sure, you have a lot to prove yourself for sure.
I can only imagine. I can't. I know I can feel your shoes, but I can only imagine.
Yeah.
It's got to be tough. So, and I praise you for what you're doing for bringing the women into this. So that's awesome.
Thanks, Nick. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's really great to see it because, I mean, yeah, just like you said, it's attracting more women to the sport and realizing like, yeah, we can do it. Why wouldn't you be able to? Like, it's fun. Like, there's other women that are out there doing it. And it's funny because you say that like, oh yeah, I have husbands come up and say, thank you for getting my wife into it. I'm one of those guys that I'm like, my wife does it because her whole family does it, but she'd rather just like, maybe hang out at the hotel, but she'll tolerate it. And I'm like, but then when we go to the snow show, she gets excited. But then, she's just too busy worrying about the kids and if they're okay and they're going to be safe. And she just thinks it's dangerous, typical mom stuff. But I think, yeah, I need to like plug her into a group so she'll be more excited about going, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it takes. I mean, a lot of women also feel like they can come to the group for support too on my group page, because my group page, I have the public page that I involve the men in, and then I have the group page that's just female only. So these women can come to the group page and ask any questions, no matter what it is, and never be judged. There is never, which the craziest thing is we have no drama. How do you have a group of like over 3,000 women with zero drama?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, that's like, really, but we don't. We have zero. I've never had any issues or anything, and it's just like a safe place for all the girls to talk, and not because guys do get judgy sometimes. If a girl asks a question that they might think is,
or if guys will do it with other guys too. So
right,
Oh, yeah.
exactly. So at least they can come to the group page, talk about what they need to talk about, and know that they're not getting judged for anything.
Yeah.
God forbid you ask what oil to use,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That could be a whole train wreck right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You do that on any guy dominated snowmobile page, you'll get 50 different answers, 100 different opinions, and at least 100 that'll probably make fun of you or tell you to use the search function. So it's
And don't even ask about any conditions either.
Yep.
Forget about it.
yeah. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as like challenges in the snowmobiling world, I mean, this is kind of a two-part, I guess it is a two-part question, but what are some of the unique challenges that they face, and how do you help address them? Like how your brand, I guess that's the best way to put it, your brand group. How do you think that helps them?
Well, like, we even had a female come up to us at the show that she was out with an ex-boyfriend and got into she came over a snow hill and then hit another snow hill. So she hit the handlebars with her helmet and it busted. It ended up breaking her nose or something. And she, she got really hurt from it. So now she kind of has like a PTSD and is scared to get back on a snowmobile, but really wants to.
Yeah.
And the encouragement and support that she could get from the girls in the group, and even just opening up about something like that, like she did to us at the show, she's going to have a bunch of women behind her rallying around her to give her that support that she needs. It took her a lot to even go walk over to one of those snowmobiles and go sit on it, because she has this trauma, but she loved the sport itself. She's just scared and she wants to get over the fear, and she felt that she could talk to us about that. And we gave her all the support she needed in that moment to go over there and sit on that snowmobile and get over that fear and let herself deal with it, But she could also put something like that in our group page, which we have had lots of women that have been scared or intimidated by it, that have come there and to get the support and advice from many, many women that have tons of years of experience and that are there to help. So it's also a support group.
Yeah. How long have you had
That's
that
cool.
page? I mean, that page, the woman specific, they're the women only page.
January of 2018, I started it.
Wow. Okay. So it's been around for a bit.
How many members do you have?
I think we're at 3,200 right now.
Nice.
That's just in the private girl page.
Yeah.
But we have women from not just Michigan, but from the surrounding states around too. So they like to come here to ride. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I mean, it sounds like it'd be a good resource for any woman, anywhere in the world almost, that wants to snowmobile, that needs help. I mean, I don't know how far it reaches. I mean, but whoever's got Facebook, if they know what your page is all about and what's offered there and the support they could get, I would assume that'd probably be a really good resource for some women, if not a lot of them. So
it is. It really is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how would you say Michigan Sled Chicks has evolved from when you first started it to what it is today?
Well, I mean, it definitely started something small and has gotten a lot bigger now, and a lot more people have heard of it. And but actually this year I was very surprised the amount of females that we met that have not even heard of the group yet, which was pretty cool to me, because I love meeting new women that haven't heard about the group. They get really excited about it, and it's something really cool. But it's evolved a lot. I mean, we're a sisterhood now. There's so many women that I've created years of relationship with now. We did a cancer ride up in Grand Marais one year, and that was pretty amazing. We had a great turnout for that. we like to team up with other groups too to do other events and give back to the community as much as we can, and also do all the snowmobile clubs and try and help out where we can there too. I mean, it's involved into, I sponsor girl racers too. I have a couple girls that I sponsor. And I mean, it's turned into a lot bigger of a thing than I ever thought it was going to turn into. I wasn't expecting to have clothes and do all that kind of stuff too. But women they want stuff
Yeah.
like that. And they want it in every color. And, so you got to make everybody happy.
When did you start selling clothes first?
Pretty much right away, because everybody's like, oh, we want stickers, because that's how a lot of women, like, they'll be riding on the trail or wherever they're riding, and yes, or they'll be out and about at, Pine Stump or something. They see the Sled Chick sticker and they all make friends that way and meet, or the shirts and representing,
Cool.
starts a lot of conversations.
That's
Have
great.
you seen like a snowmobile culture shift for female riders, like in the past few years or since you've started, basically?
But yeah, for sure. There's more women now than I've ever seen in getting involved in snowmobiling, which I think is awesome. Really awesome. I actually, there's a really cool chick that she's a engineer for Polaris. Her name's Corrine Caldwell. Her and her husband John do a women's backcountry clinic up by Atlantic Mine by South Range.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I really got interested in crossing over into backcountry from trail, because I was a trail rider for years and I converted. And when I decided to really get serious about it, I went and took their clinic up there, and it was amazing. And she's awesome for the women's community. So that was a cool opportunity too, to go up there and ride with them.
Be cool. What do you think the influx of women getting into the sport? What do you think's driving that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's wanting to get more involved with their men and doing more stuff with them, or if it's more, or for the single women just being interested in the sport altogether. I mean, for me, you have to have the passion for it. That's the hard part. You can't force somebody to love something they don't love. So for me, I mean, I had the passion for it off the get when I started riding, and there are so many women out there that are really just passionate about the sport like I am. And I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
With or without a guy. I mean,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. If my wife was like, hey, I'm going to go take my snowmobile, I'd be like, do it. That's awesome. Like, go for it.
We do girls. We could do girls. My best friend Cassie that helped me run the booth. You met her at the snow show. Her and I went and did the Keweenaw girls trip. Went up there ripping, and we like to do girls trips on our own too. We don't mind doing that. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of liberating with no, just us chicks.
Be free.
Yes. We want to take pictures over here and stop, and we can do that. And the guy, we're not going to get yelled at for stopping and posing with our sleds,
yeah. Yeah. Get a photo for the gram or Snapchat or whatever. Guys are the same. So that's, that's the same thing. So as far as running, Michigan Sled Chicks, what's the most challenging thing? You run into any obstacles or anything like that?
Like I said, the group is really peaceful. So not really. It's just hard to keep it in the summer, it kind of falls off a lot. Like it gets quiet with everything in the summertime because it's a winter sport. So it's hard keeping everybody talking all year long unless, you just start talking about other power sports and stuff, which we do. That would be, other than that, I really haven't had much of a challenge. I've only had one jealous chick that messaged me mad about my ambassadorships that I got because of Sled Chicks. And I'm like, it's actually because of me as a person and my riding and stuff. It's not even to do with the group. You know what I mean? It's me personally. So other than that, I haven't ran into any issues with anybody or anything. So
they just hate you because they ain't you. That's it.
I guess. I don't know. People are wild. I'm not a pushy kind of person. Like I'm not a pushy either. Like with the shirts and all that. I'm not one to be like, oh, here, buy my stuff. I'm not like that either. It's not my style.
Yeah.
You know, the girls wanted stuff. That's why I started making stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not like a pushy salesman either.
Yeah.
That's not what it's about to me. It's about the group. It's about the girls and the friendships more than anything to me.
Exactly. It's the networking, the community. I mean, it's just meeting people and yeah, I mean, it's, not to talk about boondockers too much, but it's a lot of the reasons what, stuff that we've talked about with you is really why I started this group. There was just and we talked about this on the first episode, but there was a void, didn't know where to go, what to do, who to ride with, didn't really know anybody. And I mean, that's how me and Nick met, we've talked about that. But and just meet a lot of great people. And yeah, it gets slow in the summertime and you got to talk about maybe a side by side or a dirt bike or a
Yeah.
jet ski, but you know,
Yeah.
it's all good. Nobody's really thinking about snowmobiles when they're put up for the summer, but as soon as that first snow flies, it is right back at it. Everybody's got their mind
Yes,
on
it is.
Mhm.
For sure.
And it came down with the snow show, so that was
I
even...
know. That put me right in the mood on Sunday. I woke up, I was like,
Definitely.
oh, I'm
Well-
excited.
Wasn't mad about it. No.
No.
What's
Yeah.
your how do you balance I guess running Michigan Sled Chicks and making time for the sport and your life in general, or does Michigan Sled Chicks allow you to enjoy the sport a little more than you normally could?
It does let me enjoy the sport because honestly, that's the most important thing to me is enjoying what I'm passionate about, honestly. So I make sure that I have that time for myself between my normal full-time job and that in the winter. But it's, I'll never let it take away from what I'm most passionate about because that's the whole reason I started all of it. And that's what it's all about.
And that's what we're here for. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
100%. For
Yeah,
sure.
when it starts to become a job, and especially, and not even necessarily just a job, but maybe a job that you're not really a fan of or that you just get tired of doing, that's when, you know, that's when it starts burning out. And then I feel like you just kind of grow to despise it and hate it. And then next thing you know, you're just like, I want to be done with it and be gone and get rid of it.
It's so crazy you say that because I've actually had somebody in the snowmobile industry that works for one of the bigger companies tell me that because I was wanting to get in to work for them. And they're like, we don't want you to lose your passion about the sport because it's going to turn into a job. And then it's not going to be something that you're like, you have that passion about anymore. And they're like, we don't want you to lose that in you. And it can happen to a lot of people, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you said, the burnout.
Yeah. It makes sense because I've always been like, man, the engineers for like Polaris snowmobiles or Yamaha or Arctic Cat or Skidoo, like the dudes that get to go out and ride, and test these things and develop them. I'm like, that's probably such a cool job. But then I
Right.
think that the person doing it is probably like, they probably love it. Don't get me wrong. But at some point they're like, man, I rode snowmobiles all week. Like, I don't want to go riding anymore. Like I'm tired of it. I do it for work. I don't want to do it personally. And I obviously can't speak for everybody in the industry, but I just feel like maybe that's how they would, I don't know. I get what they're saying in what they told you. I mean, that makes sense.
Yep.
It just becomes something you do for a paycheck versus something you do because you love it.
Right. And I'll never let
Yeah.
that happen.
No, and
Now when it comes to this sport, I'm sorry. You can
There you
take
go.
anything from me, but you're not picking snowmobiling from me.
There you go. Like,
yeah.
Not happening.
Yeah. So
Or my
how did the
passion
snow?
for it. That'll never fade.
Yeah, no, that's good. How did the snow show go for you? I only was able to kind of swing by your booth, I think like twice, but it looked like you're
Yeah.
staying pretty busy over there.
Oh yeah. Friday was crazy. I mean, you guys
Yeah.
know. Friday was nuts. I haven't seen it like that since pre-COVID, which is like awesome because I was scared we're never going to get back to that at all. Like number wise of people coming through there. And Saturday was pretty consistent too. Sunday was kind of quiet, but you had the game. You had people going to church on Sunday
Yeah.
and then coming to the snow show
Snowed.
after. No,
yeah.
But
the
it
road
was-
too. Yeah.
but it was a good weekend overall. It's just like you guys said on your podcast about rebuilding the show. I mean, it needs, it would be nice to see more vendors getting back involved. But
Yeah.
the Lori, who runs the show, also did say a lot of the Canadian companies after COVID just didn't come back too. That's another problem. They're not wanting to make the trip
Really?
down to do it anymore. So, and that's a lot of
Trying
people too.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to think who the Canadian companies are. I mean, the only one I really know of is Skidoo, but I know there's more. But I'm not. Yeah, I don't
No,
know.
yeah, there's a bunch.
I bet. Yeah, it was.
And the price, I mean, it's expensive to rent Novi Expo Center, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Of all places, for sure. It's not cheap.
Yeah.
No, it is not cheap at
But
all.
I want to see that show come back so much. I love the snow show. I've been going there forever. I mean, that was like the highlight of my beginning of the season. It's the highlight of many people's beginning of their season. It's like the big thing here.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
like
the
I
only
can't let
big
that go.
snowmobile thing we have. Yeah.
Right.
It's almost like the only thing we have, and it really kind of is.
Which is crazy
But-
because don't we have like most registered snowmobiles in the entire country in Michigan?
Yeah,
We're
I'm
up
sure
there.
about
If not the top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're pretty far up there, and if it's not Michigan, I know it's in the Midwest. I know we have the highest concentration per
Either
capita.
Wisconsin or Michigan or Minnesota, I would guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
We definitely have quite a few up here for sure.
So it's like an event that is needed. It's needed.
Definitely.
And it's like an
No.
opportunity. I mean, people that can't make it to Heydays, it's an opportunity to connect with other people in the industry too, or people that you are friends with that you don't get to see often. And it's just, it's a great show. And so
Yes.
I hope things continue with it. And I hope that people start coming back in, the Bender wise.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I got some stats for you guys. I don't have a Jamie like Joe Rogan does, but I'm kind of the Jamie. So I
There we go.
looked it up real quick. Wisconsin leads the U.S. with 233,000 snowmobiles, and these are 2022 stats. Minnesota was next with 201,000. And Michigan was 173,000 in 2022. And then in 2024, it dropped to 164,000. But the highest, well, and this is the whole country, so which is Canada with just over 500,000. And then
But all
the
of
US,
Canada.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it says. 155,000 roughly. And then
a landmass the size of the North America,
Right.
the U.S. but
Right.
broke down by state, they get a whole country. But
yeah, they're like, just put them as one, it's easier. And then the US as a whole has about 1.27 million registered snowmobiles. So there's quite a few out there.
Quite a few.
Yeah, more than I
For
thought, to
sure.
be honest with you. People must
sure.
be pulling out the old enticers and the phasers and everything else and keeping those things going, because I know new sled sales they've been on the decline for quite some time.
Right. Right.
So,
They have been. Well,
So
I
where-
mean,
go ahead.
20 grand for
Sorry.
a new sled. Ouch.
Yeah.
It is. It's an ouch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the biggest thing I hear, people are like, I don't want to spend 20 grand because of the snow that we get. We just don't get enough snow to ride, and why would I spend that? And I totally get it. I totally understand that. And that's why we need winter to come back in a big way, like we did, like it was 20 years ago, and last year was a good start, and hopefully this year things are shaping up, because I feel like, obviously it's right along with winter. If we have good winters, they're going to sell sleds. We have crap winters,
Right.
nobody's buying sleds.
Yeah, that totally affects the whole industry, not just sleds, but I mean, clothing sales, fuel, hotels. I mean, it just everything trickle down effect. If we don't get snow, we don't have sales of everything.
Well, like last winter, we had a great winter, and then the snow show was really busy this year. I mean, busier than it's been in years. So that was a good sign. And we're really supposed to get our butts handed to us this year. I don't know. I watch this guy. His name is Ryan Hall online and on YouTube. He has a YouTube channel, and he said that we are supposed to be like 200 to 300 inches above average averages
Wow.
in Michigan this winter. Like we're supposed to, us and Buffalo are like in the red zone. So he said the lake effect, because the lakes are a little bit above average right now for temperatures. So the lake effect's going to be insane too. And he said we're going to get handed to us this year, and I can't wait.
Hope so.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
we'll take it. I mean, it needs it. I mean,
Yep.
the businesses need
Bring
it.
it on.
Yeah, everybody needs it. I mean, what else do you do in the winter? You can ski, snowboard, I get it, but even that's getting pricey, like lift tickets are expensive. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I know snowmobiling's not cheap either, but still,
No.
everything's just getting expensive. I know that's probably not like Derek, like really skiing, snowboarding's expensive. What about snowmobiling? Well, there's cheap ways into it, I guess. You can spend a lot of money on skis.
snowboarding.
Yeah. No, I totally get it, but those people need it too. And I remember like during the COVID years, when businesses were, that affected a lot of businesses, and then people were out sledding, but we had some terrible winters, and it just was hammering the industry. It just sucked for everybody. And I just pray that we're on the path to I don't want to say recovery, but getting, because, I just pray that we're getting back to where it was, back in the day, for everybody's sake, just so we can keep it. Because my biggest fear is if, people don't snowmobile, they don't buy trail passes, the trails don't get maintained, and then stuff starts, just starts getting shut down, and we lose it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want that. Absolutely not.
No, because once it's gone, it's so much harder to get back. It just, you got to do all that work all over again. And it's been there for, I don't know, maybe the 60s, 70s, 80s. I don't know when it all started in Michigan. So it started a long time ago, just having trails and then being able to snowmobile them. So I just feel like it's super important. We can't lose that stuff. Yeah, if anybody's listening to this and has not listened to the second episode with Paul, that's a really good episode that talks about trail permits and how everybody complains about them. He gives some really good insight on where that money goes and how they actually need to be more. So if you haven't listened to episode 2, listen to that one. It's a really good one. A lot of information. So, okay.
I don't know how people can even complain about them. I don't know how you can even complain about that, honestly, myself. But
yeah,
teach their
now
own.
when you look at Canadian prices for trail permits,
yeah, I think if people buy them and they actually go out and ride, me personally, if I buy it, I go out and ride, I feel like I got my money's worth in a sense. But last year I didn't complain. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Got out riding a ton. I'm like, yeah, I should have paid more because the amount of riding I did, they worked way harder than, you know what I mean? Like, I got my money's worth out of my trail pass and then some. I think it's when we have a crap winter, because I remember like, for a family of 4, that's like, yeah, that's what, $208, for my family to just go out and trail ride. And then there's another 52 for my backcountry sled. So it's a nice chunk of change, but you got to get out and use it. That's a big thing, my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel, but.
100.
And, people complain about the clubs and stuff, and you don't realize that these people are out there donating their time. Okay. Like 90% of them. There's not many that get paid.
No.
And they're out there donating their time so that we can ride and enjoy ourselves. So.
Yeah.
That I don't get either.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of the things I'm going to start pushing for next year is doing some like trail cleanups and just, posting events, like just pick a different club every year, go out there. Hey, they're having their trail cleanup day, and just see who wants to go. And I mean, obviously you're probably not going to get a whole lot of people, but you do get some. But
you do. I've done it before with Antrim County and stuff. And they probably need it again this year at the ice storm up there. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, that was that was a mess. And
still is a mess.
I know. And so
the cleanup. Yeah.
I mean, just a little side tidbit of information. So I do a lot of, I love Jeeping, off-roading, 2-track and whatever. and me and my buddy I signed up to like volunteer, like, for the state, sent out an email, said, hey, state, you can sign up, volunteer to help clean up. We'll email you when you need help. Okay. So signed up, didn't hear anything for a few weeks. Meanwhile, I see all these pictures of people going out, cutting down trees in the trail, and it was an absolute disaster. Just all the stuff that these people were running into. Long story short, me and a buddy of mine that lives closer up there and another buddy of ours that lives in Indian River, we were going to go up there and just start clearing trails. I made a post on an off-road page that I'm on. Hey, let's go up there. Let's bring chainsaws. Let's just hack this stuff out. Let's do what we can, Either way, we're on the trail. I got a call from a CO because they didn't want anybody in there at the time. They told you to stay out. They were going to take care of it. I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know how they got my information, but I think it was from that, me, filling out that information for donating my time. And they called me and they said, stay out of the woods. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, we don't want you in there. We saw your post. We have your info, like, stay out of the woods. And it was a CO from up in that area. I couldn't believe it. It scared the crap out of me. I'm not going to lie. It's like, how did this guy track me down? Yeah. And he was like, stay out of the woods. We don't want you big guys back in there. We have it taken care of. And I'm like, and I called my buddy. I'm like, dude, they told me to stay out. He's like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, no. I'm like, he said we cannot go in there. And I was like, what do you do? Just people that live up there are going in there and clearing trees. But yet some people that want to come from downstate that are trying to round up some volunteers. I get it. I know what they're trying to do. They don't want people going there and chopping their legs off and getting hurt. I understand that. But at the same time, like, people are trying to get out there and enjoy this stuff. Snowmobile season's coming up. And there was no way, just the amount of damage that was out there. It's like, how is this going to get done in time? And I don't think it is. But
it's not. I mean, people are telling me, Antrim County was telling me at the snow show that there's just areas that are completely unrecognizable. Because, and then what happened is all the top half of these trees snapped, so the rest of the tree dies.
Yeah, it just looks like a bunch of toothpicks standing
out.
Yeah,
and now you have all those trees that are going to be dead. Every single one of them that snapped like that. So it's going to be so much cleanup, and it's going to be so much area that's going to be cleared out everywhere around there. It's going to be crazy. I think it'll take years for that, honestly.
Yeah, it's just so unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
helping clubs out with cleanups. Yes, that's the kind of club that needs it right now.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, all those people affected by that ice storm, that's just rough for them. So, all right, we got a couple more questions, and then we'll kind of get back on topic here. But we got a couple more, and then we'll give you back your time for the night. So, where do you see Michigan Sled Chicks going in the next 5 years?
I just see it growing into an even larger group and uniting more women in this industry and getting more women involved. I actually had somebody approach me at the snow show saying I need to be nationwide, that I need to take it larger than just Michigan. I've had thoughts of doing stuff like that and taking it even beyond Michigan, because
not a bad idea.
I'm making it a centralized market here, and I'm making it a centralized group where I can get more people from around the country involved in it.
Have you ever displayed at Heydays?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Have you ever displayed at Heydays?
No. I've just gone.
That's a good step that direction, definitely, because you get a lot of people from the West that make the journey out there.
Yep. Yeah, Heydays is definitely the best networking place for sure. I love going so I can touch hands and talk with everybody and shake hands. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's nice to touch base with all these people, and I'm an ambassador for a couple of different companies, and so it's good to see them. And sometimes that's the only time I get to see them. So Heydays is awesome.
Absolutely.
It would be a goal to make it out there one year, but I don't know. I don't know how Michigan stuff would do in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've thought about it many times, though. I really have.
Yeah.
You just become,
I think,
Midwest.
If you're expanding, you're going to have to put in other states in your logos, maybe, and do what a few of the other companies do, and just start doing them for every state.
Yeah, for sure.
Chapters.
Yeah,
chapters.
Yeah.
Well, we
There
got
you
we got
go.
all sorts of idea. We need to keep this brainstorming
Yeah,
session
let's
going.
keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Nice.
Definitely.
So, all right, last question. What advice do you have to give to women who want to get into sledding, but they're intimidated or don't know where to start?
That the only advice I can give them is to never push themselves further than they feel comfortable with. It happens all too often that women will override their selves when they're not that experienced, or they're trying to keep up with their man that's, he's flying to the next stop sign and they're trying to keep up with him, and then so they're overdoing it for what their experience is. So never push yourself further than your instinct is telling you, because your most important thing is safety. So, and you will get over that fear. You just have to get out there and do it. But don't ever push yourself out of your comfort zone until you have experience to do so. Otherwise, do not do that, because that's a lot of mistake that happens, and that's how accidents happen. And I've seen it happen way too many times. And then that scares them even more. I mean, we've all had, I mean, I've ran myself over with a sled before. I've been hit head on before. We've all had stories where things have happened in life. It's just, do you get back on or don't you?
Yeah.
No, don't ever push yourself out of your comfort zone. That's the most important thing. And because staying safe is most important out of anything. You know what? If your boyfriend wants to fly ahead of you, let him go fly ahead. You'll meet him up at the next stop sign because he's going to be there waiting for you. Don't overdo it. Like, stay in your comfort zone. Because
Absolutely.
this machine right here is a lot bigger than us. So just treat it that way. Be careful. That's the
Yep.
most important thing that I can tell women for sure.
Yeah,
And you
that
will get over
really
that
is.
fear. And you will get out there, and you're going to end up loving it after you get through that fear.
Yep.
Because I can see, I mean, they're intimidating. Yeah, these machines can be very intimidating, especially the way they make them nowadays. My first little 02 ZR600, a little ass slapper, that thing was a lot less intimidating than these bad boys are nowadays. Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. There's
So
a lot of power underneath your thumb on one of these new sleds. There's a lot right
exactly.
out of the box.
Yep.
It's not your grandpa or grandma's sled anymore, that's for sure.
No, totally different ballgame.
Yeah.
For sure it is.
And really that's really good advice, is not riding outside of your ability and your comfort zone. And that just applies to everybody too. I mean, there's guys that are like, I don't want to get left behind. And it's that it goes for them too. And then that's when you read about all these accidents and just, it's like, if you would just slow down. And I mean, I can recall one time I was up by Newberry and I was still a fairly new rider at the time, had a newer sled or newer to me sled, I should say. And was cruising down the trail, and my buddies, actually it happened twice. And both times I got very, very lucky that there was nothing in front of me. And I went off the trail because I was going faster than, what my sled could handle and myself could handle. And it was dark naturally, so you really can't see, just flying, and guardian angel kept me safe those nights. But after that, I said, why are we riding like our butts are on fire? Why are we doing this? This is stupid. I'm like, this is dumb,
This way I see, I don't stay on trail much nowadays, to be honest with you. I really don't. I think I hit a trail twice last year, and it was just to hop over to another off trail location. Because I feel so, I mean, I have nothing against trail riding. I mean, I'll still hop on a trail here and there, but it's not something I feel a lot safer in the woods myself.
100%.
I'd rather be getting stuck and unstuck in the woods than worried about somebody coming around a corner and hitting me.
Definitely would rather dance with the tree than another sled coming head on, for sure.
Exactly. I'd rather replace an A-arm. Thank you. For the tree. And
I've
seen trees jump, though, I tell you, I swear I have. So.
They come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I just feel a lot safer back there. I feel safe. It's hard.
Totally
the
agree.
Trail traffic has gotten really bad too, and then you have a lot of hot rods that don't have a lot of experience, but they want to go 100 miles an hour, and that scares me.
Well, and
you got to be careful.
You do. And the thing is too that, and I read these and I'm just, I don't know. I'm just curious, I guess. So I always read the fatality reports of, the Michigan snowmobile fatality reports. I just like to see like what happened, like what was somebody doing? And a lot of them, alcohol's involved, and it still blows my mind. It still blows my mind that people do it, but people still, get behind the wheel of a
Bar
car drunk.
hoppers.
And they know better, but they're just like, it'll never happen to me. I'll be fine. It's no big deal. And then next thing you know, it's them. They're the statistic now. They're on the report, and it's just super unfortunate. It's just super unfortunate. I hate hearing about it. And when, the up north or, the news channels post a fatality, it's like, what happened? Like, what happened this time? Could it have been avoided? Could have been prevented? Not in all cases, but, a good chunk of them, I'd say, yeah. It's just
At least 60 to 70%, I would say.
Yeah, it's
Or
quite a few.
alcohol related.
Oh,
Yeah. And the ones that aren't alcohol related are just people riding out, like you said, they're people riding outside of their comfort zone, and they're going too fast, and it's failed to negotiate a turn. And that's the reasoning they put in there. And they strike a tree or strike an object, and that's game over.
So brand new Polaris turbo trail sled last season with 5 miles on it and no left side of the front end of the sled.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yep, right up at Senior Adams Trail area. Yep. Older gentleman, middle of the day, brand new sled, too much power, did not handle a blue corner and ripped
Oh
the
my
whole side of
God.
the sled off.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. Definitely people will ride out of their comfort zone, and you get a new sled like that, and want to see what she's got. Well, it's got a little bit more than you planned on, looks like.
Yep. They're not ready for that. They're not ready for that.
So
And
mix
they find out
that
real quick.
horsepower and got a bunch of hot rods that want to go bar hopping and drink all day. And what do you got? A recipe for disaster.
Yep. That's exactly it.
So out in the woods, I
Yeah.
don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's one good thing I like about that.
That's 100%. Once you're back there, it's just you and your buddies and nature, and that's about it. It's quiet.
And a bunch of brapping.
Yeah. For the most part, other than your noise, it's like quiet. It's just, I don't know. It's really.
And then
it's
when it goes
peaceful.
quiet, somebody's stuck somewhere.
Yep.
You're like, I don't hear anybody. Where'd they all go?
Marco.
Yeah, Marco. That's funny.
I didn't get an
All right.
ambassadorship with Oxbow this year, so I got a bunch of new radios coming, which is cool.
Nice.
Awesome.
Congrats.
Have you tried their headlamp at all?
No, I haven't.
Check out their headlamp. I haven't used it, but I know a couple buddies that have them, and that thing it's brighter than a snowmobile headlight at night. It is unbelievable. Hooked on GoPro mount and everything.
Yeah.
There's cool lights.
I was thinking about that because I'm not a huge fan of the lights on these. My headlights on that at night is not the best.
Yeah.
So
and with that too, wherever you look. Yeah, wherever you look, you got a
that's
headlight.
nicer. Mm-hmm.
That is nice.
For sure.
All right. Well, we're about 50 minutes in. I don't know if Nick, do you have anything else? Any other questions?
No, I don't think so. I think you got it covered.
Yeah. I think we had a pretty good conversation, covered a lot of stuff. So
Yeah, for sure.
it
was great talking with you guys.
It was great having you on. I really appreciate you joining.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my
We got
wife.
big things going on this winter too. I heard you guys are gonna get involved. Are you gonna get involved with the Midwest Sled Fest?
Yep. In March. Yep. We'll be up there. That'll be looking forward to that. That'll be a good time.
I'm excited to check out Long Track Jack.
Yeah.
I'm excited to check out his spot over there by South Range, right?
Yep. We're gonna be
cool.
up there end of January. We're gonna go up there and do some riding.
You're gonna go for that opening?
Yep.
Are you?
Yep. We got a group ride scheduled for that weekend. Wasn't planning on going. Our actual January group ride was the weekend before, and then we were on the podcast. Well, we had him on the podcast and we talked to him, and then after we ended offline, he was like, "You guys should come up for that." I'm like, "Man, I can't go 2 weekends in a row. That's a long drive, for 2 weekends in a row. And then I'm like, wait a
Mhm.
minute, what if we just move it? So that's how that happened. But yeah, it should
Really?
be pretty good. He's got a lot of stuff up his sleeve, I feel, that's going to happen. So
I think it's a really
Well-
cool idea. And it's a
Yeah.
really good area over there too for backcountry riding. Very good
Yeah.
area.
Definitely.
yeah, lots of good hills, lots of good terrain. Hopefully we get the snow and it'll be amazing.
We will.
Yeah. Think
I'm putting the
snow.
good
Think
juju out there.
positive.
Yeah. The good
So
juju is getting out there for sure.
I know. I know. I'm super pumped for it. So
Me too. Me too.
all right. Well, we can wrap it up. Again, Tara, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. And
Thanks,
we'll catch
Doug.
you guys on the next one.